coming for a splash. 3, 2, 1, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday morning, US Indy Car League action being brought to you by StickQuik.com, organizers and fashioners, live here for the season finale for season number 5. That's right, it's the final race of the season here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 115 laps around this 1.5 mile, very tricky oval track, very tough on the tires, very rough surface. Drivers going to be dealing with loose off conditions as the run goes on, especially coming out of turns number 2 and turn number 4. Pit road is also going to be a very tricky place, very slick down there on the apron on entry as well as pit exit, so look out for some possible trouble down around the pit down around the pit road area. With this being the final race in season number 5, the King of the Speedway series here this time for season number 5 for the US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik, and your points look a little something like this. Graham Bunyan and his 101 sitting on top of the points charts. However, Graham a little bit behind the 8 ball right now, still trying to get his trailer into the infield and unload his Dallara IR18. Graham with a shot at a back-to-back championship. Could happen. Needs to start the race, complete a few laps, and that will be in the bag. However, this race being a double points race, a lot of drivers all the way back through about the top 15 have the potential to jump around a little bit, jump a few spots in the championship. Ryan Bowles, should Graham Bunyan not be able to get to the track, Ryan sitting right there with a mathematical chance to walk away with the championship. And should Graham not show up, that's also going to give Robert Mitchell a slight mathematical chance to possibly walk away as the season champion. But it is going to be a tough task for Mitchell, that is for sure. But the rest of the field could all jump around by the end of today's race. Double points at stake. So these drivers going to be laying it all on the line. Fastest right now in happy hour with just about 2.5 minutes remaining. Ryan Bowles and his 25 machine sitting right there on the top of the speed charts. Ryan has been right there near the top of the charts all season long, whether it be happy hour qualifying or race finishes. So Ryan's going to be a tough competitor to beat, and Graham is really starting to get down to the witching hour, so to speak. He is very close to not being able to make the race here today, and that is going to put him well behind the 8 ball, and that may just take his shot at a back-to-back championship away from him here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Thank you once again for joining us, and as always, from myself, David Worrell, up here in the booth, and everybody else back at Turn 3 Racing Network, we do appreciate you, and thank you every time you join us here on Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it be the US Indy Car League presented by StickQuik, the RFC Upstate Racing, OP Racing. Gosh, there's so many more to name. Formula I. Oh man, there's the new dirt track series that we have here at Turn 3 Racing Network. So we do appreciate each and every time you fans, friends, and viewers tune in here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And if you haven't already, head on over to StickQuik.com. Check out some of their products. Some great things going on over there at StickQuik. I personally have a few boxes of their magnetized organizers because, well, let's be honest about it. I'm not very organized. I tend to leave things everywhere, and it's a much simpler, easier way. You don't have to open up drawers and do all this and that. You stick a magnet here, put it to the other one, you're good to go. Great products over there at StickQuik.com. With our countdown to green flag for qualifying running low, only 20 seconds left here in happy hour, and we will get things switched over, ready to go qualifying here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the King of the Speedway Series season number 5 here for the US Indy Car League on iRacing.com. That is a sweet looking little helicopter, ain't it? One of these days, I'm going to get up in that helicopter and I'm going to fly that thing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way to get my car to it. A lot of barriers and things like that. Walls may be in the way, but hey, we'll try to go through them if we can. Yellow flag waves on happy hour. Green flag in the air for qualifying. Looks like Mike West and his tin machine already out on track, so we'll take a look at Mike as he makes his way around the track for his opening qualifying laps. Do have a few other drivers already on track. The 004 of Jason Lowe out there, Rick Lovison, David Zaleski, Ryan Bowles also on track, Richard Kelball, Craig Forsyth, and Howard Livingston still on pit road but looking to get out on track. So we'll go ahead and throw you your qualifying bar up, give you a little bit of qualifying information as well as these US IndyCar League drivers try to make their way around this track and try to put down the fast lap for the pole position and season finale here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Mike West back around, crossing the line. Gonna slot in the first position. Jason Lowe in the 004 sitting in second as of right now. Other drivers still out on track though. Very busy place is the track right now, so we're gonna try to see if we can't minimize some of the things going on here on screen. Got a lot going on. Mike West sitting in second. David Zaleski top of the board. Ryan Bowles fourth with his first lap. We'll take a jump back now. Actually jump back to the 53 of Dan Kendall as he makes his way through, I believe that was 1 and 2. Now back down the back stretch here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, sitting in fourth position with his first time lap. Jason Lowe sitting on that provisional pole with 3 minutes left to go here in qualifying. Back to the stripe and across the line goes Kendall, sitting sixth right now. Can he jump up and take the spot away? All the way up to third, but not quite enough. Robert Mitchell is 31. quick stick machine out there beginning his qualifying. So we'll ride around here with Mitchell as he makes his way around this 1.5 mile oval track. Gonna go on down with our onboard camera here with Mitchell as he makes his way around the track. We'll keep an eye on all the little bit of information that we've got there. You see the miles an hour up there around the 218 miles an hour getting into the corner. You see Mitchell staying high on this opening lap. Wasn't a very big fan of him the first few days, but Robert Mitchell only put up for 10th on his first time lap, and they seem to drop into the bottom of the racing surface. Right there next to that white line. Just himself and Chad Pierce yet to finish their qualifying laps, and Jason Lowe still sitting on top of the pole position right now. Crossing the line that time by goes Mitchell. Where's he going to slide in? All the way up to third, but not good enough. We'll check in with Chad Pierce as he makes his way through 3 and 4. Back to the line for the second time this time. Where will he go? Can he jump up and take any spots away? He's going to be able to sit in the 11th spot this time. He's going to slowly bring that machine to a crawl and down pit road, and we will get set to head off into qualifying. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us so much. Stay with us here as we head down trackside for the singing of this great nation's anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And thanks for staying with us. Drivers hitting the starting grid. Your qualifying order starting grid looks a little something like this for today's season finale here in the King of the Speedways Series, US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik. 115 laps here around Atlanta Motor Speedway, starting pole position inside row number 1, the 004 of Jason Lowe. To his outside on row 1, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Row number 2, the 31 of Robert Mitchell, followed to his outside by the 13 of Howard Livingston. Row number 3 here this morning, the 306 of Will Stearns and the 24 of Richard Kelball. Row number 4, the 53 of Dan Kendall and the 07 of David Zaleski. Row number 5 here this morning from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 131 of Craig Forsythe, and rounding out your top 10 is the 10 of Mike West. Row number 6, the 19 of Chad Pierce, followed by the 64 of Rick Lovison. Row number 7 is absolutely nobody because, well, we just don't have anybody in that row. What do you think of that? Early morning shenanigans here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and glad you could join us. Glad you could be with us for the season finale here for the US Indy Car League drivers. Gonna be one heck of a show. A lot of positions up for grabs here coming to the final race. We'll have to see how everything shakes out. Going to be a very interesting end of a very great season. Pace car is getting ready to make that left-hand turn. There it goes. We'll get set to go. Green flag racing. Field gets on the gas, and we are green flag racing. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, your race leader, Jason Lowe, gets away with a good start. No issues or problems. Well and away from Rick Lovison. Second and third between Ryan Bowles and Robert Mitchell. There you see him trying to run down Jason Lowe. Howard Livingston right there in just behind them. Field is single file already. But Bowles looking for the lead on the outside, back into turn number 1, right there on the gearbox of Jason Lowe. Not able to make the pass just yet is Bowles. Slipstream in effect for a lot of these drivers throughout the field. Right there in the air, trying to get a toe off of the driver in front of him. Ryan Bowles utilizing a toe there, now peeking out just a little bit to get some clean air before the entry of turn number 1. We are still battling it out up here at the front. Your top 4 still all over top of each other. Rest of the field still all grouped up with each other. Looks like Dan Kendall with some issues. He's a little bit off pace there. You see him all alone, losing some time. 2 more drivers waiting, and that was Dan Kendall back there. These 2 drivers a little bit off pace. Leaders already on the front stretch, and these guys just now going through the center of 3 and 4, but will rejoin this battle up front. Race leader still trying to track down and overtake your leader. We stay green flag racing halfway down the back stretch, now back into turns 3 and 4, lap number 5, lap 6 when we cross the line. Jason Lowe able to lead since the drop of the green flag, but Ryan Bowles has not given up his pursuit, has not let up one bit in his quest to try to take over the race lead and try to do everything he can to be the driver sitting not only on the top of the podium, but the driver on top of your point standings. Himself and Graham Bunyan have had a slugfest throughout this season for that top spot in the point standings. Unfortunately, looks like Graham Bunyan had a little bit of a padded lead coming into today's race, not able to make it to the track. So that is going to put a big shakeup on the point standings coming to the end when everything gets tallied up and all that. With this being a double points race, man, it is going to be a very close championship. Now pass for the lead on the outside heading into turn number 1. Ryan Bowles looking to make the power move right off the tee, able to clear right there, right on that right rear tire. Just not able to get the space in the position just yet. Jason Lowe still riding that white line down there on the inside. Robert Mitchell now up into third, lurking right in the distance. Right in the background, very close distance. The top 2 drivers have been battling since the drop of the green flag. Field beginning to developing small gaps in between most of the drivers out there. Looks like Dan Kendall has slowly made his way by Chad Pearson, slowly closing in on Mike West. Mike losing the spot that time by to Rick Lovison. Lovison in his 64 machine will now break in to that top 10. Jason Lowe still gonna lead the lap at the line. Yes, he does. Keep that 004 with every single lap led so far here today, but the spot is getting a little bit more contested, a little bit closer. The gaps, the distances, the leniency that these drivers are going to start having here in the next handful of laps will get smaller and smaller as they try to secure their dominance over the rest of the field. But this battle for this top three has not went away. Howard Livingston dropping a little bit behind these top three, about a half a second off, as Bowles looks to the outside once again in 3 and 4. Not going to have the momentum. Not sure he's got the power to keep it wound up there. At the line, leader once again. Jason Lowe and that 004 Naked Clown doing what he's got to do to get the job done. Great race so far. We've stayed green flag the entire time. Lap 13 out of 115 here scheduled for today's race. 174 miles around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And it is going to, I'm telling you what, the points race is going to be something serious at the end of this thing. Back down into turn 3 and 4, your top three still right there. Turn 1 goes all over the gearbox of Jason Lowe, but not able to do anything with it. Continue green flag racing as we go. Lap 15. 101 laps left. Falling off the pace just a little bit further. Now Will Stearns trying. And oh my goodness, I have completely overlooked it somehow, some way. There he is right there, the 101 of Graham Bunyan. He has hit the track. He's here, folks. Somehow, some way, he missed the starting lineup. May have been a little bit late, not quite sure, but Graham Bunyan is on track. He's going to try to defend that championship. Ryan Bowles now with a pass at the front to get by Jason Lowe at the line, finally leading a lap on that outside, trying to make that power move work. He's able to scoot on by on the outside, going down the back stretch, put the 25 to the front of the field, but Jason Lowe not giving up just yet on that inside lane, still trying to come back and regain the race lead. Not going to do it that time by second lap being led by Bowles as he's going to begin his quest for the most laps. Robert Mitchell right there, Landon Tough in the third position. It looks like Will Stearns in the 306 has hit pit road. Not sure if that's a fuel mileage game or if there may have been some issues, not showing any issues on track. So we'll continue to watch this battle up here at the front. These three race drivers have been all over each other the entire flag run so far as we work our way down the back stretch on lap 19 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Top three continue to battle on track, and it looks like now the 53 of Dan Kendall has hit pit road with some issues out of today's race. The 53 is no more, pushing the car now behind to the garage. Tough to break that 53. Dan Kendall suffering a big hit and going to the garage very early here today. Ryan Bowles, since grabbing the lead away, has stepped out to a little bit over a half a second. Battle now beginning to develop for the second spot. And this is what some of these drivers in the field right now do not want to see. They do not want to see Ryan Bowles up there leading the most laps, winning the race, because that's going to secure his chance at a championship and put the other competitors a little bit further behind the 8th ball. We'll jump back here on this battle for second place. It's one of our very closest battles on the track, keeping it one time in the track. Looks like David Zaleski's right there on the gearbox of Richard Kelball. There you see him coming down the back stretch. Also Graham Bunyan right there with Craig Forsyth for 7th and 8th position. So Bunyan making his way up through the field with a great drive from the back of the field. Man on the mission, man trying to defend his championship. Title sponsor on the car of the 31 of Robert Mitchell. He's getting his StickQuik Dallara IR18 to stick, no pun intended, down there on the inside lane through 3 and 4. He's going to make the pass now on low without any issues. Didn't wear out those tires a little too soon during this green flag run. You can see maybe saving a little bit of fuel. Not quite sure what the strategy is going to be just yet. These drivers do have to make at least 2 stops. Just a matter of when they will. Will Stearns in the 306 first car. One lap down, just in front. Race leader. Close to being put 2 laps down, but he has already hit the time. He has to hit it one more time. And big moment there for Bowles. Oh my goodness. Ryan Bowles with a huge moment. We'll take a look back really quick at what happened here with Bowles. Everything seemed to be fine. Oh, on the apron there, car gets loose and almost into that outside wall. That could have been a very, very big moment. Oh my gosh, wrong button. Oh my gosh. Could have been a very big moment. Very good recovery there by Bowles as he is all over the gearbox now. Robert Mitchell, who had as a race leader last time by, put a second lap in the book now. This time by the stripe. Mitchell going to lead Bowles as Bowles with a great recovery after a very big time slide in 1 and 2. Mitchell way up the track, almost into that outside wall. That's going to let Bowles regain the momentum. He's got the inside lane, digging down there on the bottom. Going to slide up, retake that top position, put Bowles back to the lead as now Jason Lowe right there on the gearbox of Mitchell. Very close battles out there on track. We'll jump back a little further through the field, bring you this 3-car battle. David Zaleski, Richard Kelball, Graham Bunyan, Smith, 6th, 7th on track. Been slicing his way up through the field. The 101 of Bunyan, he is a man on a mission to the outside. 3 distinct different lanes as Kelball's going to yield the spot and let the faster Bunyan go by. Distinctly different lines that time through 1 and 2. You had drivers staggered all the way across the track. Now Graham Bunyan will set his sights on the back of that 7 of David Zaleski to make his way inside the top 5. Meanwhile, back up at the front, the race lead still not done being battled for just yet. Ryan Bowles has it. Robert Mitchell wants it, crossing the line at that time by the beginning of 32 out of 115 for today's race distance at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 84 laps left to go. Final race for the King of the Speedway Series for US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik.com. Bowles, good job there through the stretch, through the tri-oval or quad oval, if you will. Back down into turn number 1, still being able to turn down and get very close to that right line this late in the run is a very, very good careful about getting that left foot down there on the apron. That tends to overload the rear of the car. Bad things can happen very quickly when that happens. Let's just leave it at that. For the race lead and take it away once again from Ryan Bowles, having a little bit of trouble keeping the pace right now. Graham Bunyan slowly has closed the distance on David Zaleski, now just under a second separates your 5th and 6th place runners on track. Jason falling a little bit behind your top two. He finds himself 1 seconds behind your race leader running in third. A little bit of house cleaning while we've got an opportunity. 13 drivers took to the track this morning for the season finale here in season number 5, the King of the Speedway Series. 13 drivers took to the starting grid. We've still got 12 drivers on track, 11 drivers on the lead lap. The 306 of Will Stearns, first and only car, 1 lap down. Driver of the 53, Dan Kendall, found some trouble early in the race and is being scored multiple laps down. I'm going to continue to fall through, well, there's nowhere to fall through the field, but he's going to lock up that final 13th finishing position. Tough for Kendall and his crew. Gonna jump back for the battle between 4th and 5th. Howard Livingston running in 4th. David Zaleski right there in 5th. He is slowly trying to make his way to the gearbox. Livingston has been able to close the distance but the last few laps, the gap between himself and Livingston has shrunk, and he is on his way. Jason is still falling further off pace, running in the 3rd position. He's just in front of those drivers. We've got more drivers on pit road. David Zaleski gonna hit pit road this time by. That's gonna move the 13 of Howard Livingston, man on screen right now. That's going to move him up into the 4th spot, and that's going to also move Graham Bunyan in his 101 up to the 5th spot. So starting from pit road, making his way back to the field and through the field is that 101 of Graham Bunyan on his quest to be a repeat champion here, back-to-back seasons for the US Indy Car League by StickQuik. Looks like the 64 of Rick Lovison has hit pit road. Zaleski with a great pit stop, 32.4 second pit delta, not a bad move. Jason Lowe has hit pit road. Ryan Bowles, your race leader. Robert Mitchell staying on track. Howard Livingston down the back stretch. Looks like Jason Lowe just now coming to his box. Everything looks nice and smooth for him as well. A little bit of a hiccup there for Rick Lovison. 9 seconds in his pit box, being stopped for 9 seconds. David Zaleski only stopped for 7.9, and so far that has been the first pit stop of them all, as Jason Lowe's pit crew was only able to rattle off an 8.4 second stop. Craig Forsyth in his 131 now hitting pit road as well. Looks like Ryan Bowles, your race leader, gonna come to pit road. Graham Bunyan staying out on track. Howard Livingston also on to pit road. That's gonna put the lead in the hands of this man right here, running with the title sponsors StickQuik on that Nara IR18. Mitchell going to stay out yet another lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as Graham Bunyan has now found himself in the 2nd spot due to some pit strategy. He's going to hit pit road this time by. That is a very big gap back to the next next position for Robert Mitchell. Only 4 cars now left on the lead lap due to the green flag pit stops. Mitchell slowing down, gonna hit pit road this time by, and it looks like everybody's gonna hit pit road. So we'll jump back here with Ryan Bowles as he makes his way through 3 and 4 back to the start finish line. Will Bowles have what it takes to come all the way back up the field and pass Robert Mitchell once again on track? Bowles being scored on the lead lap, but well behind Mike West with some issues. Very long time on pit road. He's going to fall through the field all the way back to the 12th position. Greg Forsythe now being scored the first and only car 1 lap down. Chad Pierce, however, very close to the 1. Looks like he's going to lose that lap now going down the back stretch. Your race leader once again, Ryan Bowles, now has a 1.3 second race lead over your second and third place runners, Jason Lowe and David Zaleski. Zaleski, one of the drivers on pit road first, was able to make up a lot of ground, finds himself running in the 3rd spot, and right there on that gearbox of Lowe. Not sure if he's going to be able to get there in time or make the pass, but we'll watch as it all unfolds here on lap 48 out of 115 here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll go now down on board our gyro cams here on board with the 07 Oreo IR18. Shout out to him and his crew to put that camera on board with him and give you some great action shots from his race car here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Looking through the field, looks like Robert Mitchell was had a pretty rough stop there, 10 seconds, one of the longest pit stops that time. Chad Pierce had a slower stop in his box. Mitchell with a pretty good pit lane delta. Looks like it was about 34.9 still, about 2 seconds or so off of some of the faster drivers, looks like. Jason Lowe, one of the drivers with the fastest, David Zaleski, actually the fastest with a 32. So great job by him and his crew as we continue to click off the laps. 53 in the books. We've still got 63 laps left in here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we've got 8 cars on the lead lap. Richard Kilball about 10 seconds or so away from being in danger of going a lap down by this man who has got a fast-charging Jason Lowe on his heels. just yet. Still trying to track down your race leader, the 25 of Rose. Looks like Graham Bunyan has been able to slide himself a little further up inside the top 5. He is now running in spot 4.5 seconds behind your top 2 runners right now. Ryan Bowles still having to deal with the hard charging 004 of Jason Lowe. That naked clown is on a mission. He is trying to make his way up through the points and finish inside the top 5, maybe the top 3 at the end of this season. With this being the season finale, double points at stake. Big things, big changes can happen very, very easily. David Zaleski running in position. His 07 machine seems to be losing just a little bit of ground. Now finds himself 2 seconds behind your race leader, 1.5 seconds back from second place runner Jason Lowe, and Graham Bunyan the distance between himself and Zaleski. That time now just a little over the 2-second mark, right at the 2.1 second. Back to Bunyan, Mitchell right there with Graham Bunyan running all over each other here down the backstretch, and this could be a potential battle for season standings slot. If something were to go wrong here with he has a bad finish, this could work out to the 31 of Mitchell's advantage. He just has to ensure that Ryan Bowles also has a little bit of trouble. Jumped past the halfway point here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 53 laps left to go as Robert Mitchell still trying to get by the 101 of Graham Bunyan. The race leader Ryan Bowles still has about a half a second lead. Jason Lowe must be slowly now closing in on Lowe, but Bunyan and Mitchell closing in big time. Past 3 laps, they have clicked off about 3/10 of the gap between himself and Zaleski. So we're going to have a 3-car battle here shortly for that 3rd position. Inside the cockpit. US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik, here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Given up a little bit of ground, has gained a ton of time now within 1 second of your 3rd place runner, David Zaleski. The way things are beginning to shape up right here, looks like 2nd, 3rd, 4th are all gonna to start bringing themselves together. Jason Lowe has lost a little bit more time to Ryan Bowles. Your race leader now has a 1.6 second lead over the field. I'm telling you, in the next laps, all these drivers are accordion back to each other. And that may allow this man right here on screen, that may allow him to step away from the field a little bit further. Gap already increasing, now almost to 2 seconds over second place. And this is going to be a very, very good battle to watch right here. Just in front of David Zaleski, you can find Jason Lowe just behind Ryan Bowles, just behind him is Mitchell. In on Jason Lowe. We have been green flag racing since the start of this thing. 72, now make it 73 laps, I believe. 43 laps left to go here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. These drivers slowly closing in. Green flag pit stops, the second round of green flag pit stops. Looks like we do have a few drivers that have made to pit stops, maybe some first set of, right down onto pit road very early again. Right inside the fuel window goes David Zaleski in his 07 machine. That's going to put Graham Bunyan hot on the trail of Jason Lowe. Robert Mitchell falling back about 1 second now behind. Graham Bunyan may have used up the tires just a little bit, battling for the position with Bunyan, but nonetheless, still holding strong is the 31 following his making his way through 1 and 2 once again. Your race leader still Ryan Bowles. There you see the gap back to Jason Lowe. Almost 2 seconds, 1.966 to be exact, but he is trying to extend that race lead and do everything that he can for his chances at a championship. Off of turn number 4 once again. Impact down the back stretch. Your race leader trying to stretch that distance out. Graham Bunyan has closed 0.2 of a second on second place runner Jason Lowe, but your field looks pretty stable, has some pretty decent gaps in between them. No real battles on track right now. We'll continue to showcase race leader, driver of the 25, Ryan Bowles, making his way back down the backstretch once again. Crossing the line that time, lap 79 out of 115 scheduled race distance. No green-white checkers here in the US Indy Car League presented by StickQuik, so no need to worry about that, but can we keep it green to the end? I think we can. Got a feeling we will. Jason Lowe, he has hit the road. Graham Bunyan now going to be scored in the second position, almost 3 seconds behind your race leader, Ryan Bowles. When will he hit pit road? Looks like Robert Mitchell has brought his 31 quick stick. No, StickQuik, there you go. His StickQuik 31 machine down a pit road. Ryan Bowles going to stay on track yet another lap. That's going to put Robert Mitchell 1 lap down. He's going to be scored the first car 1 lap down. but just in front of the race leader, still running on track, yet to make a pit stop. The 24 of Richard Kelball, he is very close to being scored as the first car 1 lap down. Rick Lovison now hitting pit road. He's going to drop through the field. 1 lap down as we have got 4 cars left on the lead lap. Graham Bunyan with a little bit of an issue. Looks like he gave up some time to come to pit road, that is. Howard Livingston now going to be scored in the 2nd position. That's going to allow Richard Kelball more than likely to come up and around Graham Bunyan and take the 3rd position away. Howard Livingston making his way into 3 and 4. Going to keep our eye on the race leader. Looks like he is not slowing down. He's going to stay out on track. Livingston hitting the road. Now Graham Bunyan, here we see him coming off of pit road, merging onto the racing surface. He's going to be scored 1 lap down, but he is going to be scored the 4th car 1 lap down. This could be a big moment for Ryan Bowles. There you see him hitting pit road this time by Richard Kelball, working his way down the backstretch, yet to make his final pit stop. And Kelball gonna stay out on track this time by, make his way through the field. I'm sure these guys will appreciate that comment. Awesome racing here each and every Sunday morning for the US Indy Car League. Going to be taking a 2-week break before we fire up season number 6 here on Turn 3 Racing Network for the US Indy Car League. So come back and join us once again every Sunday morning as we begin the quest to crown a champion for season number 6 in 2 weeks. Ryan Bowles going to reassume the race lead if he can make it by David Zaleski. Big time pit strategy there by Zaleski. He has got about a 10 lap difference on the tires, and that was enough to get him out in front of Bowles. But coming to the end of the race, Zaleski is going to be screaming for tires, but can he keep Bowles behind him long enough to eat up those tires and possibly have the race strategy, the race winning strategy? Oh, right there on the gearbox, all over Zaleski. Down the back stretch is Bowles. Now looking to the inside, not gonna be denied through 3 and 4. To the point goes Ryan Bowles back to the lead at the line. That's gonna put 64 laps in the books for Ryan Bowles as we have made our way 30 laps to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 29 laps left to go as your top 2 battle down into turn 3 and 4. Back on turn number 4 now goes Bowles, beginning to increase the gap already between himself and Zaleski. And oh my goodness, Graham Bunyan with an issue. He has had to pull off the track. Looks like he's going to walk away today, being scored in the 11th position at the end of the race. Tough break there for Bunyan. I believe that may be just enough points to secure his championship. Very big moments here unfolding late in the race. Final race of the season number 5, the King of the Speedway Series here for the US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik. And man, I tell you what, Graham Bunyan with one heck of a job. I think he may have just secured his back-to-back championship here. Ryan Bowles still being scored as your race leader. Ryan Bowles still battling with David Zaleski still trying to take the top spot away. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. Unless he finds some more speed. Got to remember, he's on about 10 lap older tires than Ryan Bowles, so those tires should begin to show their speed. Should be able to walk away from Zaleski. Jason Lowe slowly closing in on Jason Lowe slowly closing in on David Zaleski. I was calling him both Jason there for a moment. Don't know why. Because I do stuff. We'll just leave it. Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in here to Turn 3 Racing Network. Myself, David Worrell, up in the booth. Everybody else back at Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's youth in the booth, Danny Valenzuela, Rick Hammond, Big Al, Stormin Stolfus, who else we got out there? Chris Ledoux, all of you guys. Appreciate everything you guys do, all the help. Great stuff. If you haven't already, head over to Turn 3 Racing Network's Facebook page. Still got a little bit of merchandise left out there for you fans, friends, family, and viewers. Go on over there to Turn 3 Racing Network's Facebook page. Check us on out. Maybe get you a shirt. I don't know, koozie. We got it all. Go check us out. Back to the racing action, though. Ryan Bowles continues to lead the field. 72 laps in the books here for Bowles as we inch our way closer and closer to 20 laps to go, this time by the line. And we have been green flag racing since the drop of the green flag, since the inception of today's race. One heck of a race out there. Double points on the line for the season finale here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I want to give a quick shout out to Graham Onion and his 101 machine. I do believe he secured the championship. Unfortunately, Graham just a little bit too fatigued. Been at work for a very long time. Graham, one of the members of the front lines out there fighting this virus over in Australia, working at the hospital, dealing with things and patients, and we all know how things are crazy right now. Nothing's really what it should be, except for the great racing that these drivers are bringing to us on track. So with all that being said, just want to real quick, stay safe, stay smart. You got to do what you can do to help battle this situation and make it better for the rest of us. You can't control what everybody does, but please, for yourselves, for your families, for your friends, be safe, be smart. Back to the racing action. Looks like Robert Mitchell has slowly found his way up to the gearbox. There you see him just now, about 0.8 of a second off of Jason Lowe. About a lap or so difference in tires for Robert Mitchell and Jason Lowe, but the man with the freshest tires on the track, Richard Kelly, he finds himself dangerously close to going one lap down. He is scored just in front of your race leader, maybe by a second or so. Not very much distance between himself and the race leader, but he has only got 2 laps fresher tires than your race leader. Your race leader, Ryan Bowles, has some of the freshest tires out there on track. So we'll continue to see if Robert Mitchell can make his way through the field from the pole position. Can he slot himself into a podium spot late here in the race from Atlanta Motor Speedway, tracking down at 004 Jason Lowe. Now to just 0.3 of a second behind Lowe. That gap has shrunk in half. over the last 2 laps, and Mitchell is coming. He is gonna get there, but can he get the job done? Once he does, we've got 13, make it 12 laps to go when these drivers cross the line. Is 12 laps enough time? 3.2 seconds back from Ryan Bowles to Robert Mitchell. That's the gap between first and fourth. Battle on screen right now between third and fourth position. Jason Lowe has that third and final podium spot, but Mitchell charging hard, trying to get up there, trying to take away any type of points that he can, try to gain anything he can here at the end of today's race. Double points on the line for these race car drivers. Big run down the backstretch. There you seen Mitchell close the distance from way back, and he is there. He has made it. He has arrived. 10 laps left to go when we cross the line. There it is. And Mitchell right there now trying to make his way on the outside of Jason Lowe. Not sure he's going to be able to utilize that outside lane and make it work. Lowe washing up the track out of turn 2, right up there near the outside wall. Now looking to the inside is Mitchell. Lowe has to yield the spot. Not going to do it just yet. Mitchell gets the position at the line, not able to slide up and in front of that 004 just yet. Now through 1 and 2, the position is given. There it is, but Lowe coming back with a great run down the backstretch, looking back to the inside of Robert Mitchell. Mitchell able to hold, serve, and hold strong out there on that outside lane. Nothing really going on in front of the field. Ryan still your race leader, 2.1 seconds over David Zaleski. We are watching the battle for the third and final podium position. Robert Mitchell has it. Jason Lowe trying to take it back. 7 laps to go when we cross the line this time by, and David Zaleski slowly come into the picture as well. These two drivers, while they've been battling it out, have reeled in Zaleski just a little bit. Zaleski on very old tires. Can these two make their way up and possibly pass Zaleski and put Lowe back into a pole position? 6 laps that time by. Gap between Mitchell and Zaleski is 1.1 seconds. Only 0.2 of a second separate Mitchell from Lowe. Ryan Bowles, your race leader, now has a 1.5 second lead over David Zaleski. So your top spot pretty much barring the lack of focus added Bowles. So the battle will be for the second and third spots on the podium. That's what it takes to get the job done. 5 laps left to go in the battle for the third and final podium position. Still hotly contested between Robert Mitchell and Jason Lowe. They are slowly reeling in Zaleski. It's going to be a very close 3-car battle as we now only have 4 laps left to go in today's race from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Drivers for position right behind him. He has seen 2 laps to go here for Bowles as Robert Mitchell makes his way across the line to begin his final 2 laps. Looks like Jason Lowe has fell off the pace a little bit, but Robert Mitchell not giving way just yet. Now just a half a second behind Zaleski. Does Mitchell have what it takes to come up and take the second spot away? Might white flag is out. 1 to go. Presented by StickQuik.com. Organizers and fasteners. Looks like your race. No issues, no troubles. Looks like the field's going to stay the way it is. We'll jump up here with your top runner, Ryan Bowles, as he comes off of turn 4 to the line. There you have it. Checkered flag in the air. Your race winner, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Man, oh man, what a great race out there by the US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Flag to flag racing here today. All 115 laps led under green flag conditions. And man, with Ryan Bowles walking away with the race win, that could be big time in the point standings. We're not going to speculate on the points and things of that nature. We're just going to get things set up, ready to go for your post-race interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on Turn 3 Racing Network for your post-race driver interviews. And thank you once again for staying with us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Man of the hour, your race winner, Ryan Bowles, getting the job done out there today. One heck of a job. We'll see if we can't now catch in a word or two with your race winner, Ryan Bowles. You got your ears on, bud?
I do.
Well, yet again, a dominating race for you here today. 93 laps being led. I mean, were you worried at any point in time out there? Because it looked pretty smooth and looked like a joyride almost.
I would say the first stint was a little scary. The track was hotter, things were slicker. I got behind Will, and that kind of made things a little crazy right before I pitted. But the last two stints were pretty easy. I did have a couple off-turn fours that I had to save, but past that, yeah, it was a kind of a nice Sunday drive.
Well, man, I'm not going to speculate too much on point standings just yet. We're getting all that worked out, calculated, but doing everything you could for your chances coming into today's final race, a double points race. What are your thoughts and feelings on as we wrap up season number 5 and head into season 6? We're going to be including different models of tracks. What do you think next year is going to have for you?
I don't. Let me think. It's a tough question. No, I did. There's some short tracks in there. I think I saw New Hampshire. Not one of my best tracks, but I like short tracks. I like. I think we're back to road courses. I think we did Monza. I think in season 1 or 2. So no, pretty happy. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be another good season.
All right, my man. Well, we'll let you go and we'll let you celebrate your race win. We may catch back up with you here in a minute with the point standings getting to us. So just bear with us and we'll let you get a little celebrations on and stuff like that. But before we let you go, Ryan, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I want to thank StickQuik for making a lot of this happen. They're a really great sponsor, and they keep all this going. So, and I want to thank my wife for letting me do this. So, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Some words from your race winner, Ryan Bowles. We're going to move on now, see if we can't get in a few words with your second place finisher out there today. Let's see if we can't dial up that '07 of David Zaleski. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
Man, good race out there for you. You were utilizing the undercuts, the short pits. Almost worked out for you there. Was that the strategy from the start of the race?
Yes, sir. I figured we get towards the end of the run, do the short pit and fresh tires, to try to gain some ground.
With us wrapping up here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway with double point standings, not quite sure where you may shake out. Things are going to, kind of jump around a little bit, but great season for you all season long, man. You did a one heck of a job. What's your thoughts looking into next season, season number 6 here for the US Indy Car League? A little bit of mix of tracks. We've got some short tracks, some road courses, some intermediate tracks. What's your thoughts on the variety of tracks that we're going to be heading to next season?
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. It'll showcase a lot of talent of a lot of different drivers. I know the road course aspect, I haven't really run many of them, so I guess I'll have to practice on that and see where it shakes out.
All right, my man. Well, once again, heck of a job out there walking away with a second place finish here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Before we let you go, though, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to thank our sponsor, StickQuik, for helping us throw these races. Robert and all the guys that are driving in the series. They're phenomenal people, and I can't wait to get next season going. And like to say a shout out to my family, and I love them.
All right, well, there you have it. Some final parting words from your driver finishing in second place out there today, the '07 of David Zaleski. Now we will move on to your third place finisher running with the title sponsor on the car. That is the 31 of Robert Mitchell. We'll see if we can't get in a few words with Robert here. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, I do.
Man, what a race, man. What a race.
Yeah, it was a great race. I cannot complain about that. Just pit stops again is what held us up. But congrats to Ryan, my teammate. And I'd like to thank StickQuik for being our sponsor for season 5 and to welcome them back as our partner for season 6.
Yeah, a great race here. Double points race for the final here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I know you were working hard on the season championship on the standings here at the end, but we're going to talk about a few things real quick before we get to that, though, Robert. A heck of a season here this season. King of the Speedway Series was the theme and the title of it. Ran nothing but Speedway Series. Next season, season 6, we got a little bit of mix in the track, some road courses, some short tracks, so to speak, short tracks. What was the thought of going from nothing but the speedways into the mix that you have?
Just to help guys get some versatility with the tracks, get to know them a little better. And we've been racing for 5 seasons, doing mostly super speedways. And so next season, we're going to shake it up a little bit, put some short tracks in there. The road course is back. Should mix to be a better challenge for some guys, and I know everybody in this league will step up to that challenge and do well.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal run, man. I mean, it's been a great season. Every race has had some I don't want to say controversy, but has had some real exciting moments throughout the entire season. I'm sure next season will be the same. Uh, Before we get into formalities of points and stuff, once again, man, great run out there today. Walking away with a third place, doing everything you can to try to work your way up through the points. So, if you got it all ready, let's hear how everything shook out.
Everything was shook out pretty good as the time went on. The track tip went down, so everybody was getting a little bit better grip, and I was flying. My car was hooked up really good. I was, like I said, the pit stops were my downfall, but I made up some time with that. I needed another 5 laps, and I could have challenged for second place, but we ran out of laps. But I had a really good car today. I drove smart and had a lot of fun, and I hope everybody else did.
I'm sure they did. We had a few viewers chiming in about what a great race it was. Green all the way through. So, once again, another great race for US IndyCar presented by StickQuik. Robert, thank you for everything you do. Thanks for bringing us back here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We're glad to be back. Yeah, and we'll get things fired off in 2 weeks. And we'll go from there, brother. It's been great.
I'd like to thank StickQuik once again for being our sponsor and back, and we're really glad to have you back next season. So, and we hope anybody that watches that enjoys our racing.
There you have it. Parting words from your third place finisher here today, Robert Mitchell, driver, owner, operator of US IndyCar League here on iRacing.com, presented to you by StickQuik here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said and everything going on, well, we have pretty much wrapped things up here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Drivers have hit the paddock, have put their cars away, so that's going to leave us with one final thing to do here today, and that's give you your finishing order. Finishing in first here today, the 25 of Ryan Bowles. Coming home in second, the 07 of David Zaleski, followed in third by the 31 of Robert Mitchell. Finishing for today after a great run, leading a handful of laps, the 004 of Jason Lowe. Finishing fifth here today from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the 13 of Howard Livingston, followed by the 64 of Rick Lovison. Finishing seventh, the 24 of Richard Kelball. Eighth will go to the 19 of Chad Pierce. Ninth position will go to the 131 of Craig Forsyth. And being scored 3 laps down, rounding out your top 10, will be the 306 of Will Stearns. Finishing 11th today, the 101 of Graham Bunyan. 12th position will go to the 10 of Mike West, followed by the 13th finisher, the 53 of Dan Kendall. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for your finishing order here today for the season finale here in the US Indy Car League, presented by StickQuik.com on iRacing.com. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all she wrote. Still looking to get some of the points ran down, figured out. So when we head back to the track once again, we will catch up with your season 5 champion. And man, I can't wait for season 6 to start. It's going to be a barn burner. Got some road courses mixed in there. We're heading across the pond over to Italy for a race at Monza. That is going to be one heck of a show, seeing these IndyCar drivers make their way around the great historic track over there at Monza. Going to be one heck of a show. Nothing left for us to do from the booth up here. So thank you once again for joining us each and every Sunday morning here on Turn 3 Racing Network for the US Indy Car League presented by StickQuik. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up. Maybe click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Special shout out to the US IndyCar League, bringing us back on board for yet another season. Going to be our 3rd season here with the US IndyCar League. So hats off to all of you guys. Hats off to you guys over there at StickQuik.com. Thank you for all the support. Everybody that supports us at Turn 3 Racing Network. Track cams by Grommets. There you see it down there. Hit the link in the description and get some awesome cameras over there. If you've liked any of the shots you've seen today, they've got them all. Go check them out. And until next time, we'll see you, well, in 3 weeks' time. Actually going to take a 2-week break here, and then we will fire things back off for season number 6. So from myself, David Worrell, and everybody else at Turn 3 Racing Network, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Coming for a splash. 3, 2, 1, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.